trying to make people to listen in a new way, not to listen in the way they used to, not to expect the same chords or the same rhythms or the same patterns that you hear everywhere, every day, all the time. This is a battle against the consummation society that is selling us music packaged in special packages. It can be a package for the punk people, it can be a package for the jazz people, for the rock people, for the classical, for the romantic, you know. They know how to package, they know how to sell. I think that the task of new music, I think the importance of new music is to break this and to try to make music that is making us to listen and think in a new way. Because I think that as soon as you start to question how you listen, maybe you start to question other things too. Because when you start to question the situation, the hierarchy of what is important, what is not important, what to do and what not to do, what is allowed and what is forbidden, in music, the next day maybe you ask what's going on in town or what's going on in the school of your children or whatever. And this is not something new. It's the editor of the first encyclopedia, D'Alembert. He wrote a little book. It's called About the Freedom of Music. He say all forms of freedom are bound together. The freedom of music starts the freedom of the feeling, starts the freedom of the thinking, starts the freedom of acting. And the freedom of acting is the enemy number one of the state. So if you want to keep the monarchy, don't change the form of the opera. This is very childish, this is very naive, but I think there is a little truth in it. And I hope that my music, in somehow, is making people ask themselves the question, is this music? And if it is not music, if they say no, it's not music, then I ask them why? Why it is not music? What is music? When we start this discussion, what is music? What is sound? Why? Then we are on the right path. So, I mean, music has many faces. It's very difficult to, but for me, the most important is that the most important aspect of music is that you cannot close your eyes. You know, you go look in a picture, you don't like it, you close your eyes, or you turn back. Music, you cannot escape. Sound, you cannot escape, and this is what is the tragic of it, because you hear it everywhere. And this influences our brain. It influences our way of perception. What is music? If we hear all the time this kind of, I would call it tyranny of chords and scales and rhythms, that is the one that we hear. There is variation, but in principle it's the same. Then of course we believe that it should be like this. The most important thing is, please don't compose. Don't write, don't play. We have enough music. We have too much bad music and we have enough good music. We don't need more music. Only if you have to do this. You have to do it only when it's really a necessity. You cannot not write music. Then it's okay. Don't write because you are a composer. Write because you have something to deliver. Something you think, I have to put it out and give to other people. This is very romantic and old-fashioned in a way. But I think this, for me, this is the way. I could not stand on the stage and play if I think that, okay, one more concert I play, okay, and then I have some computer. No, I cannot, because then it will be boring for me, it will not work. I think the audience will hear that this is only kind of in-between concert, and then it's better not to have this concert. For me, for example, the Western music with chord progressions, you have the dominant and the subdominant, and then back to the tonica, and you know, for me this is like, I don't like, and I don't think we have to follow. I am born in Israel, in Asia. Why should I work with music that is European? Why should you in Argentina or in Brazil work with European harmony or instrumentation? We have to find our own ways. For me, music should not have a beginning and end. It is a clip from a big music that never ends and never starts. I decided this part will be presented today, and another day maybe this. And you can imagine yourself how it continue or not. So I think this is very important, how to break this kind of hierarchy structure. And this, if you think about it, this is to do with activism and with politics. How to break the hierarchy in society, in the school, in education, in teaching of composition, in teaching of instrument playing, in how we educate our children. All of this is a question of hierarchies that force us in certain patterns, and we have to somehow resist.